Now, how do you think the return back to an office is going to affect that? Because I've seen a lot of employers asking their employees to come back. And there is a difference in working remotely than something in person.
In what way? In a way where...
I think in terms of creativity, I think there's a hive mindset that happens when you get people together in a room that you just can't recreate online or over Zoom.
So you're more for working in office than working from home in
Correct.
Zoom? Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no question about it. It's like saying, taking a girl out on a dinner and you say, hey, Mary, love to take you out on dinner. I'm going to have Uber Eats deliver, and I'm going to send you a nice bottle of wine. You have it over there, but let's do it on Zoom, and I'm going to order the same thing here, and I'm just going to look at you through the camera. You're so beautiful, babe. Can you give me your hand? Let me give you your hand here through Zoom, and let me do this. What are we talking about, right? I mean, it's again, this, and by the way, here's what's crazy about it. Watch this. The same people that said working remote, it's what we should do. You know what states they were? California, New York, D.C., Illinois, who were all for working remote. And then what happened when it backfired on all these politicians? People said, let me get this straight. You mean to tell me I can make 120 and I can leave Chicago and go to Nashville? I can leave New York, go to Miami, you're still going to pay me 120? I can leave California and go to Nevada, you're still going to pay me the 120? You know what? I support remote. You're right, except I'm remotely leaving your state. So the concept of working remote backfired on the people that shut down states, cities, and supported it. You're seeing a lot of entrepreneurs nowadays. Look what Goldman just did. So Goldman originally, Solomon is like, you guys got to come back. Nobody's coming back. You guys got to come back. Nobody's coming back. Solomon just announced a month ago, guess what? What? Quarterly reviews and annual reviews are back. Why? We can officially document that your performance is bad and we can fire you. Because before we couldn't fire you because what if you come back and you say X, Y, Z? Nope, we're bringing that back. What's Facebook saying? What's Google saying? What's everybody else saying? Either come back and improve your performance or you're fired. What Zuckerberg just said, if you don't improve your performance, you're fired. What's going on with the market? Amazon, 180 this year so far. So what happened there? This remote thing is a great idea and it's solid, but it's not effective. One of the best ways to gauge whether companies are still using Zoom or not is through the stock. It's very simple. 4 years ago, pre-pandemic, stock of Zoom was $70. You know what it peaked at? You remember what it peaked at?
700, something like that. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
It went from $70 to $500, $600, $700, some dollar amount like that. You know where it's at today? $100.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? If Zoom went from 70 to 500, 600, 700 down to 120, what's it saying? What percentage is 70 on 120? Yeah, it grew how much in the last 3-4 years? So companies are no longer using Zoom as much as they did a year ago or a year and a half ago, and they're going away from it.
So do you think, though, that's going to bring a lot more people back to those states? I worry that people maybe have gotten a little bit too confident that they could take a remote job, work in another state, where right now I would not be surprised if companies begin laying off people and they say, hey, if you don't show up, you don't have a job. Everyone says, well, the job market is good now. But I think a year from now, it might not be the case. And people might say, well, no, actually, I'll go back.
No, you're right. I mean, look, data came out today. Do you know 0.26% of all homes in Illinois right now are in foreclosure?
Is it?
1 in 385. That's the highest in America. 0.26. Now, somebody may say, well, that's not a big number. 1 in 385 homes in Illinois right now is in foreclosure. It's the highest in America today. We haven't started that yet. Now, obviously, we're going to see what's going to happen because of 300%. Well, last year when they were doing the forgiveness and, you know, more banks right now are saying, don't worry about it. Don't worry about making a payment. Don't worry about making a payment. There's plenty of equity. Eventually, they're going to say, listen, man, you got to make a payment. Okay, this loan modification concept is only, there's a timeline to where you eventually make a payment. That's going to happen. Companies are going to go back realizing I can't create a culture on Zoom. I can only create culture on face-to-face. You know, and they're going to try to sell it to their management. And their management, some of them that fight it will be fired. And they'll go and take a nice severance for 3 or 6 months. And then they're going to have to go find a job that's going to ask them to work face-to-face live. And they're going to say, I don't have any other choice. You know what? I should have stayed at that last company because the benefits was better. That is going to come. That movement will take place. But if you lost those people to another state and they realize another state cost of living is lower, they're probably not coming back to your state.
If you enjoyed this video, I gave a keynote a few weeks ago in Las Vegas, specifically on the topic of cracking a code
to content creation. If you've not seen it, click here to watch it. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.